A very good morning.
Good morning.
What is your name?
My name is Karan Arora.
How may I address you?
You can address me by my first name, Karan.
What you have done in your academics?
Recently, I completed my graduation from Delhi University, and my major was accounting.
Okay. Describe your hometown, please.
I belong from Jind, Haryana, which is situated at the center of Haryana. And describing my hometown, it's a very ancient city, and a lot of politicians belong from my hometown.
How long you have been living there?
I have been living there since my birth, and I'm 24 years old, and it's been 24 years since I'm living there.
Okay, describe your home.
My home is a three-story building, which is situated in a society, and I enjoy a very good neighbor, and I live with four members in my family.
Okay. Let's talk about sitting down.
Okay.
Where is your favorite place to sit?
My favorite place to sit is in the park, and I enjoy sitting down in the park in the morning time.
Okay. Do you always sit down for a long time?
Usually, I don't sit down for a long time as I'm working, and I spend most of the time sitting on a chair.
Do you feel sleepy when you are sitting down?
As I have mentioned recently, I didn't got the chance to sit down for a long time, so I can't say that I feel sleepy when I sit down.
When you were a kid, did you usually sit on the floor?
Yes, definitely. When I was a kid, my whole family used to sit down and eat their food together.
Okay, let's talk about old buildings. Have you ever seen some old buildings in the city?
Yes, as I have mentioned, my city is a very old city and it enjoys a lot of old buildings.
Do you think we should preserve old buildings in cities?
Definitely, it's very necessary to preserve our history as our history reflects uh, our history reflects where we came from, and it also represents the people living in that town.
Do you prefer living in an old building or a modern house?
Actually, I prefer living in a house which is built with modern technology as well as in which ancient and historical things are preserved.
Are there any old buildings you want to see in the future?
Yes, there are a lot of old buildings in my list, such as there are a lot of forts which were built by various kings and queens in my country.
Why?
Because I personally am interested in historical buildings and I enjoy the architect which they have built in their time.
Okay, let's talk about meeting places. Where is your favorite place to meet with your friends?
Nowadays, my favorite place to meet with my friends is a cafe as it enjoys the atmosphere which matches with my vibes.
Okay. Do you think there are some places more suitable for meeting with others?
Yes, definitely there are places which matches your vibes and the places in which you feel more comfortable.
Are there any differences between your favorite meeting places in the present and in your childhood?
Yes, definitely. In my childhood, my favorite meeting place was park as well as playground. But as I have mentioned, now my favorite meeting place is mostly in the cafes.
Why are some meeting places better than others?
Some meeting places are better than others as they enjoys a much better atmosphere and environment as well as they matches your vibe as well.
Thank you, Karan.
Thank you.
Okay, now this is the time for a cue card. Here is your cue card, please. Now you're having only 1 minute to prepare it. So please start preparing. Okay, please start speaking.
When I was a child, my mother used to give me milk, which I usually never liked. But she was she gave it to me very forcefully. Um, but as the time passed by and I grew up, I stopped drinking that too. And my parents were worried because I didn't have anything nutritious as a child because nutritious food is very important as a child. But I never had such food. But my parents try different variety of food so that I should eat something that's good for my health. Uh, but intentionally, I threw the milk in the wash basin or I threw it outside my home. Once my parents saw me doing that thing and they scolded me a lot for doing such a thing. And mm, they gave me punishment also for such an activity. After that, my father decided that my mother should stop forcing me to give such food, and she will never force me to uh, never force me to drink milk. uh, my mother was stuck between a very hard situation as she was worried about my health. Then she decided to make a recipe which is very delicious and which is made from milk. It was the cutlets which she decided to make. She learned that recipe from the internet, and it was so delicious that I used to have a lot of cutlets in my daytime. Uh, after consuming it, I also thought of trying giving it to my friends, and I took it in the school, and everyone enjoyed, and they also had the same opinion as I had for such a recipe. But once I but there was a time that I thought what this was made up of, so I asked my mom what's the recipe for this. She refused to tell me the recipe as it was made for milk, and she thought that if she would tell me the recipe then I wouldn't consume it anymore. So she said that it's a secret recipe. But uh, one day I went into the kitchen and I saw my mom preparing the cutlets with the milk. uh, for a second I thought that this is the thing I hate the most, but still she gave me a dish which is made from milk. Then
Okay, now it's time for part of questions. That is our part three. The first question is, do you think having dinner at home is a good idea?
yes, I think it's very necessary for you to have dinner at home because at home you can enjoy the time with your family and you can discuss with your life problems with them as well.
Okay, do young people like to spend time with their families or friends?
Nowadays, everyone has a busy schedule, so these days it's very difficult for young people as well as elder one to spend time with their family. But according to me, it's very important to figure out how you should spend time with your family. You can go outside and have dinner together.
What do you think are the benefits of having dinner together?
There are a lot of benefits, in my opinion. We can share our personal problems and we can spend time with each other. That we can also enjoy a very good bonding when we can have dinner together. Not only with friends, but we should also be very focused on spending time with our family. And having dinner together is a very good thing.
Do you think people are less willing to cook meals by themselves these days compared to the past?
Yes, definitely people are less concerned for making food by themselves because these days it's very easy to place order online, and it's a matter of few minutes that they get their food at their home without any without making much efforts. In ancient time, uh, uh, one of the person was usually at home and they used to prepare the meal, but nowadays both of the parents are working.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of eating in restaurants?
There are a lot of advantages which people enjoy when they eat in restaurants, such as they can enjoy the environment and the good time they have together with their family. But doing that on a regular basis can be disadvantageous as well, because if they go outside regular, first of all, they will waste a lot of money. Secondly, the food is not so much nutritious as compared to home food.
What fast foods are there in your country?
My country enjoys a variety of fast foods. Talking about nowadays, the fast foods which are in trending are Chinese. A lot of people love Chinese food, and in street there are a lot of vendors which who got Chinese food, as well as there are some snacks which are made in India itself for a very long time.
Your last question. Do people eat fast food at home?
Uh, in my opinion, most of the people love preparing food at home because it's very hygienic to prepare fast food at home. But occasionally they order from outside as well because it gets so much hectic to prepare it at home. For a very small amount, people can order food online as well. But giving my example, my mother always used to prepare fast food at home, like samosas and other Indian dishes as well.
Thank you, Karan.